we are making them useful citizens so that they are able to get a job when they come out. Also, I run in 43 acres a techno school where again every student is being trained to be able to get a job as soon as he gets out. Not that he is like a babu. And this all we are doing on our own. We are not asking anybody anything. I'll be very happy if any one of you would like to come and see the facilities and also work. It's a fully air-conditioned residential techno school. We would be willing to give very good salaries to any one of you willing to come and work in our techno school. I'm getting today some people even from Berkeley. They are coming in the month of March, spending 1 year just on a charity program. Like that internationally, I'm getting people from various places to come and see what we are doing and what India can do for our people, poor people or people abandoned in the dustbin. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to do things ourselves. Nobody else is going to come out and do things for us and improve our country.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very useful.
As Mr. Rai said, I do see a purpose in having a multiple layers, at least two, corporates and SMEs and social enterprises.
Well, it's like I said, I think I said that to the very first question. We don't have layers. It's going to be a list of 100 companies which fit in there. So whether they're SMEs or big, it's good. They're all going to be together.
And some of the missing things, they are inbuilt, but which are not prominent, it seems, is sustainability and impact related issues. As a topic, how do we measure sustainability of those enterprises in long term? And what is the impact of the caring that they are talking about? Right. And one of the important parameters which I see as a relevance is the transparency should come out as one of the major rating criteria.
True.
How transparent those companies are with regards to several parameters and what are their disclosures and how it goes on. And one suggestion with regard to the process validation, how can we get involved all the stakeholders? In social enterprises world, a lot of innovations are happening.
Right.
Like for instance, change makers. How the change makers get the best of the social entrepreneurs get validated through a website, wherein idea has been put on the website and the rest of the world actually responds to it, how they felt about that idea. Similarly, these companies, if they can be brought onto an internet portal where they have to disclose what they are doing and then let the common public respond to it, and that can be also one of the process.
That's what is factored in also, right? But very well valid suggestions, thank you for that. But it's mostly factored in, there's a process paper which is on the website. We have a portal called issue.com, which is about citizen reporting. So, it's all going, once we finish this, we're going, Shashank, our chief editor, has been taking notes whenever possible, but he's going to kind of put that all together and put it on the website along with the process paper, and it's going to be open for public to kind of comment on. But it's going to take to an independent advisory board. We have no control on that board. The board, and it's all going to be open in the public domain. So if you have an issue with any particular thing, if it is a valid issue, and it's going to be taken into cognizance again.
As far as the authenticity of the information is concerned, there are limitations. But it's not going to be limited to what documents we receive. We are going to have a dialogical process with the process owners, with the management, with the stakeholders, and also on-site physical verification. And if there is a mismatch, including the employees, if the management has a different version, if the employees have a different version, and the document tells you a different story, there's a mismatch, there's a problem somewhere. So everything will be accounted for. We try to make it, as holistic.
And who knows, we may not have 100 lists at all. We may only have 5. I don't know. As we speak, we don't know. Like I told you, you may not see the largest companies over there at all. So then we'll go announce it also that we've not been able to find the 100. We may not have one. I don't know. So I think that's a challenge, right? So that's you kind of embark on the journey, and you let the journey kind of unravel as we go along.
Yeah, my question is, people have been talking about CSR activities in two ways. One is CSR, big business interest, and CSR data.
I disagree.
Somehow I don't endorse the second part because I don't endorse it for the simple reason that there's no business interest. CSR won't happen at all also. Let's look at it that way. Like I said, I mean, making profit is, so you'll be a Lehman or a Satyam once upon, I mean, going down the way. But having said that, like Henry Ford, after all the wrongs that he did, finally said that, a business that makes only money is a poor business. Thus, what does the business do to go beyond and say that, yes, I made profits. I met my financial bottom line. Let's also face it, I mean, if the business is not making profits, the country won't like them, the shareholders won't like them, you will have little use for them. Even the NGOs won't look at them. They are not worth it. You know what I mean? So there is a balance that one has to have. I mean, 1%, 2% is a debate, which is good. But how can you give 50% of your profits to the society and say that this is so? That is something which I think has to be driven, inherently from within a business, right from the board director level to the CMD and the CEO level. And I think it's a matter of kind of evolving, because humane capitalism as a concept has been there for years, but it's probably going to kind of take off now, not because we are doing it, but because of what is happening around the world. Yeah. So you have the collapse of communism, you have the collapse of socialism. Capitalism was also collapsing somewhere, and that's where a new order emerges, which is that a business needs to give back to society. Not because they're doing a society a favor, but because it's an integral part of the business. So that's what it is.
And just to reiterate and repeat what Yogesh said, he talked about the 3 P's. First P is the profit. While making profit, don't forget the planet and the people. It's as simple as that.
Because business people are also citizens, right? End of the day, global warming is going to affect their children also. They better be aware of that. Bad governance and the politicians they bribe is someday going to affect them also. And yesterday I spoke about the Noida story. 200 workers who were fired in Noida around 6 months ago. And I was saying that for the first time I heard Oscar Fernandez make a sensible statement. He said, industry leaders better wake up, otherwise all of you will get lynched. Yeah. And the Congress made him apologize. He didn't say anything wrong. Because, when you fire 200 people, those are poor laborers working paid 3,500 rupees. You've taken away their food from them. Hunger makes people do weird things. Sex workers don't get into sex work because they like it. They get into it because they're hungry. Murderers don't become murderers because they like murder. They're not been born murderers. You're hungry. You don't become a thief because you're a born thief. You're hungry. Right? So these are 200 laborers who got together and lynched this guy. I'm not very happy about it, but somewhere it was wrong what was done to them. Now, if you go into the cost to company of that particular CEO was lynched, it was probably much more annually than all those 200 laborers put together. So why is it that he did not take a pay cut? Now, there are 200 illiterate, uneducated laborers who went and lynched him. This CEO was from IIT Kanpur. Okay? Around 3 months down the line, a CEO in Silicon Valley was killed by a Korean IT professional for being fired for the country. He was also hungry. Because now he was going to see hunger because he was fired. So what did he do? He went and shot the guy. Common thread, IIT Kanpur. I'm not saying IIT Kanpur brings out CEOs like that. But what I'm trying to say is that you have to be responsible because sometime or the other it's going to affect you. Why do people kidnap children in Noida? It's vulgar display of wealth. So, if a terrorist is attacking a particular, let's say they attack the Ambi Mall tomorrow, they're not attacking it because Ambi Mall is what they target, they're attacking imperialism.